In one muddy field on a cold October morning in 1415, the age of chivalry died. The proud French knights, glittering in armor, mounted on powerful war horses, charged with confidence, ready to crush a tired English army. But within hours, their armor became their tomb. This is the story of how English archers made knights useless in one afternoon. The Battle of Agincourt, fought on October 25, 1415, was one of the most famous battles of the 100 Years' War, a long struggle between England and France for control of the French throne. At its heart stood a young and determined English king, Henry V. Outnumbered, exhausted, and deep inside enemy territory, Henry faced impossible odds. After weeks of marching through France, disease and hunger had ravaged Henry's men. By the time they reached Agincourt, his army had shrunk to just 6,000 soldiers, most of them archers armed with longbows. Across the field stood a French force of more than 20,000 knights and men-at-arms, a display of medieval might and arrogance. The battlefield was narrow, hemmed in by woods on both sides, a natural funnel, and then it rained all night. The ground turned to deep, sticky mud, heavy, wet, and unforgiving. For the French knights, that would prove deadly. King Henry knew he couldn't win by brute strength, so he used brains over brawn. His archers planted wooden stakes in front of their lines, angled outward, to impale charging horses. Then they took position behind, their bows strung, arrows tipped with steel. Each archer carried hundreds of arrows, each one capable of piercing armor at close range. The French nobles, confident and impatient, mocked the English formation. They believed chivalry and heavy armor would crush the low-born English archers easily. But they didn't understand the terrain or the weapon they were about to face. At dawn, the French knights charged, thousands of horses thundering through the mud. They expected a short fight. Then the sky turned black. Thousands of arrows flew through the air, falling like rain, a storm of death. The longbow had a range of over 250 yards and could fire 10 to 12 arrows per minute, far faster than any crossbow or spear. The first wave of knights was slaughtered before even reaching the English lines. Horses screamed, men fell, and chaos rippled through the French ranks. Those who did reach the English front found themselves trapped, crushed by their own comrades, unable to move in the mud, their armor weighing them down like anchors. The heavy plate armor that once made them invincible now became their prison. The archers dropped their bows, grabbed axes, swords, and daggers, and finished the fight up close. By mid-afternoon, the proud French nobility was destroyed. Thousands lay dead or captured. When the battle ended, the French had lost over 6,000 men, most of them nobles and knights. The English, barely 400 casualties. It was not just a victory, it was a revolution in warfare. For centuries, armored knights had ruled the battlefield, symbols of status, training, and wealth. But at Agincourt, the common archer, a peasant with skill and discipline, proved deadlier than any noble on horseback. The longbow made armor irrelevant. It ended the dominance of the knight. Agincourt wasn't just a victory for England. It was the death of an era. It showed that warfare was changing. Discipline, range, and firepower would now define victory, not chivalry or noble blood. The bow had beaten the sword, and in one muddy afternoon the legend of the medieval knight was broken forever. History remembers Agincourt not for glory, but for transformation, a moment when courage met technology and technology won. This is how English archers made knights useless in one afternoon. Thanks for watching, and subscribe for more epic history documentaries.